If you feel like your desire has completely disappeared, like you love your partner, but the thought of sex just feels heavy and stressful and like one more thing on your to-do list, there is an actual path out of that. It is not a mystery. It's not, you're just not a sexual person. And it's not, this is just what happens when we've been together for a while. My name is Hannah, also known as the Libido Fairy. And in the last 5 years, I've helped thousands of women go from zero desire and guilt and avoidance to feeling connected to their body, actually wanting to be intimate with their partners again, even initiating sex with their partner, enjoying it. And I've created very specific frameworks that I teach inside of my program, the Intimacy Accelerator. And I want to take you through step by step, what is the blueprint that we teach today? So this is the exact path that we use to take women from I have no libido and I'm broken to, oh my gosh, I understand my body. I know what I like. I'm excited to be intimate with my partner. So if you've been feeling stuck, this is your roadmap. So let's get into it. Step 1 is nervous system regulation. So the first step that we always start with our students is regulating their nervous systems, because you're not going to want sex if your body feels like it is being chased by a lion. Most of the women that I work with are not walking around feeling relaxed and safe and ready to have sex. They're walking around feeling anxious, overwhelmed, shut down, numb, in their head, on edge. This is what I mean by having a dysregulated nervous system. Your body is experiencing the world as a threat. And when your body is in, oh my God, where's the threat mode, it is not interested in pleasure. So if you have a hard time relaxing during sex, you get really distracted, get stuck in your head, you can't get turned on even if you want to, or you even have pain or tension during intimacy, a huge piece of that is your nervous system. So in the Intimacy Accelerator, the very first thing we do is help our students identify, what does your nervous system do when you are triggered or overwhelmed? Do you go into anxiety and spin in your head? Do you dissociate and feel numb or checked out? Do you shut down and feel really heavy and frozen? Once we know what your pattern is, then we start experimenting with different regulation tools to help your body come back into more balance and safety. So things like specific breathing patterns, grounding through your senses, movement, shaking, self-touch, and self-soothing, or using sound to release tension. The goal always is not to be perfectly calm all the time. The goal is to just give you a way back into feeling grounded, open, and present, because desire and pleasure and creativity and empathy and intimacy all live in a nervous system state that is safe, that is open and soft. So that's step 1. Step number 2 is to rewire your beliefs about sex. So once your body has more capacity to feel safe, we're stepping into the mind. So step 2 is about examining and rewiring the beliefs that you've picked up about sex over your entire life. So because your beliefs about sex shape your behaviors, your identity, and ultimately how you show up in the bedroom. So in the program, we have our students go through an exercise where they build a timeline. And they ask themselves things like, what did I learn about sex from my caregivers? What did I learn in school, church, and culture? What did early partners teach me about my body or about performance? What did I learn about what my role should be in sex? Very common beliefs that come up through this process are recognizing things like, I have to have sex a certain number of times per week to be a good partner, or all my partner wants is sex, or sex is how I prove my worth in relationships, or if I don't have enough sex, my partner is going to leave and cheat on me, or my body doesn't belong to me, or I'm bad at sex, or I'm just not a sexual person, or I'm too broken or complicated to really ever want sex or know what I like. Now, if you are carrying any of those beliefs in the background, you are not going to want sex, because sex then becomes coded in anxiety and obligation and fear and shame. It no longer feels like a place of connection or pleasure. One metaphor that I really love for this comes from Dr. Emily Nagoski in her book, Come As You Are. Your sexuality is like a garden. When you're growing up, people plant all types of things in your garden that you did not ask for. Messages, comments, shame, silence, experiences. And some of those things are really beautiful. A lot of them are weeds. And as an adult, the things that were planted in your garden are not your fault, but they are your responsibility. I am such a huge believer in taking radical responsibility for my life, because when you point the finger of blame, that is where the power goes. So if you say, it's my mom's fault that I'm messed up, it's my ex's fault that I can't trust, it's society's fault that I hate my body, you are giving all of them power over your present and your future. And I personally do not want my exes or my parents or anyone outside of myself to have power over my sex life. I want that in my hands. So when we rewrite these beliefs, we ask things like, is this thought objectively true? What happens when I believe this? What are the consequences of believing this? How do I act in my relationship when I feel this story is true? Does it bring me closer to the sex life I want or further away? And then we support our students to actively choose what they do want to believe instead. Things like, I'm capable of enjoying sex. My body belongs to me. I can learn what I like. Sex can be a place of connection and pleasure for me. Your brain is so good at finding evidence for whatever story you want to believe. So when you start choosing new beliefs, your brain will start looking for evidence that those are true, but belief alone is not enough. We also need to start taking actions to back up those new beliefs to build evidence so that your brain can predictably see that this is true, which brings us to the next step. So before we move into step 3, if you are enjoying this video so far, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to get more intimacy and relationship education. Okay, step number 3 is building tolerance for pleasure and reconnecting to your body. So step number 3 is doing the work at a physical, somatic level to actually experience pleasure and connection to your own body. We're basically wanting you to build new experiences so you can trust that intimacy is good. And we spend so much time in our heads that many women are completely disconnected from what your body actually likes. So we start with very simple, non-sexual somatic practices, and one of my favorite ones is called sensation mapping or pleasure mapping. You can do this by yourself. You put on some music, get into a cozy space, and just explore different kinds of touch on your body with curiosity. Like, do I like firm grip? Do I like light touch? Do I like faster or slower? And the goal is not to get turned on or to make it sexual. The goal is to really listen to your body. What feels calming? What irritates you? When do you get distracted? What makes you want more? Most women have never been invited to explore their own body like this without an agenda, performing for someone else, or thinking about someone else's pleasure. We also encourage our students to get familiar with their own anatomy. So we teach a big anatomy lesson about what the vulva looks like, what's normal, what's not normal, and then we encourage our students to take a mirror and look and see without judgment, really getting curious about what are all the different parts and what do they do. If your partner has seen your vulva more than you have, it might be time to change that. This kind of exploration helps you rebuild a relationship with your body, and from there you can start discovering what you actually like instead of guessing or faking it in the bedroom. This is the foundation of building a tolerance for pleasure. Many women's nervous systems aren't used to feeling good sensations and actually being present with them, so we have to gently build that capacity over time. Step number 4, the final step, is about turning on purpose in your real life. So once your nervous system is regulated and your beliefs are shifting and you're reconnecting to your body, then we move into step 4, which is really learning how to create turn on purpose, not in like a fantasy bubble. So this has a few layers. The first layer is your relationship foundation. So if your emotional needs in the relationship are not getting met, things like support, affection, feeling heard, feeling like a team with your partner, your body is going to feel a little emotionally bankrupt. So we walk our students through understanding their emotional needs as the foundation of turn on. So do you need more quality time, more affection and touch without any pressure involved? Do you need more intimate conversation, more feeling emotionally seen, more support with kids, home, mental load? Because for so many women, it's very hard to want sex when they don't feel supported or appreciated or emotionally safe in the relationship. So first layer of turn on is relationship needs being met. So we help couples directly talk about those needs instead of hoping that their partner's just going to get it. Now the next layer on top of that is non-sexual safe touch with their partner. So if the only time that you touch each other is when one of you is trying to initiate sex, your body is going to brace every time your partner comes near you. So we want to reintroduce pressure-free touch, like cuddling, holding each other, massages, soft kissing, playing with their hair. So your body can actually experience touch as safe and nourishing, not as a demand. So one tool that I love for this is the 3-minute game by Benny Martin. You can Google it. It's so great. It's a structured way of taking turns asking each other, how do you want me to touch you? And how do I want to touch you for my pleasure? So this helps couples practice giving and receiving touch with clear consent and clear direction and negotiating without it automatically leading to sex. Now, the final layer is moving into sexual experimentation as play, not performance. So in the Intimacy Accelerator, we give our students tons of ideas and templates to build what we call an intimacy menu with their partner. This is a list of things that they're curious with their partner to try, from very gentle and PG all the way up to like very spicy options. And the goal is to step out of the old script and move into more playful, curious, exploratory experiences. Finally, we help couples implement ongoing rituals so that this isn't just this one-time reset. So that might look like having a weekly relationship check-in to clear out resentment and talk about your needs, having a weekly intimacy date where you're connecting physically in some way, even if it's just cuddling and breathing together, having daily micro rituals like a 6-second kiss after work or phone-free hours before bed. These rituals create a container where desire has a chance to show up consistently. So to recap, the 4-step libido framework looks like this. Step 1, regulate your nervous system so your body can actually feel safe enough to experience pleasure. Step number 2, rewire your beliefs about sex so you're not dragging shame and obligation and fear into your intimate moments. Step number 3 is build a tolerance for pleasure and reconnect to your body so you know what you like and feel good in your skin. And step number 4 is turning on purpose by creating emotional safety, playful touch, experimentation, and having ongoing rituals to seal the deal in your relationship. Now, these are the exact foundations that we walk our students through inside of the Intimacy Accelerator. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking like, okay, this is exactly what I need, but I don't want to do it alone and I don't know how to apply this to my relationship, and you want the personalization, there is information in the description box below about how you can join us or get on the wait list. Now, thank you so much for watching, for being here, and I will see you in the next video.